To today's live webinar. We're looking at online booking today and the benefits that it can bring to your practice. I'm Ellie, I'm WriteUpp's content marketer, and it's my job just to show you today how WriteUpp can help you make a difference to running the running of your practice, specifically using online booking. We're going to go through a couple of main topics. So first, we're going to look at how online booking can make a direct financial impact to your business, and second, a really quick turnaround run through of how to use it within WriteUpp. So I know a lot of you will already be using WriteUpp, so you'll be wanting to know how exactly you can get it working on your site. You'll already be muted. If you do have any questions, like I said earlier, please do submit them using the Q&A button. I'll answer first any questions which have been asked multiple times, and then I'll try and get through as many as I can at the end of the webinar. We'll probably be here for about half an hour. If it does run over and you can't stick around, don't worry. A recording will be available after the webinar for you. We'll be sending that out to you. So don't worry about asking or chasing that up. It will come out to you either today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning, and you'll be able to watch the whole webinar back if you want to do that as well. Okay, so let's start. Let's find out the benefit of online booking that it could have on your practice. So the direct impact that it can have. Now, the Journal of Medical Internet Research, they published a review recently on the benefits and the barriers of incorporating online booking into your practice, and the findings were actually really interesting. So what they found was that practices that use online booking often have more satisfied patients and fewer patients who don't show up for appointments. And what's more, depending on the online booking system that you use, your clients may also be able to fill out forms, pay for sessions online without any extra input or work from you. So it's benefiting your client, and it's more importantly benefiting you, the clinician. So clients find that booking an appointment, which can be difficult or it can actually be stressful for some people as well, is made a lot easier when they do it online. But booking online isn't just convenient for your clients. As well as offering you a wealth of benefits, it can also help you grow your private practice. So let's go through a few points. I've got 3 or 4 points that we need to go through just to cover that off. So the first one is that using online booking will save you so much time. So if you use an online scheduling service, you won't have to answer the phone. You won't have to call people back to schedule appointments. Phone-based bookings, they're really reliant on 2 people making that booking happen. And the 2 of you need to be free at exactly the same time. So that means your client, when they're ringing you, and you need to be not in an appointment at the time that your client actually makes that call. Also, if you have to then call your client back, they might not be available to take your call, and actually the client might just think, I can't be bothered with this, I'm going to go somewhere else. You're also limited to how many bookings that you can take each day based on the number of calls that you can actually make. So what I mean by that is you're probably going to be actually spending most of your day in appointments. So you're really limited on how many calls you can actually make that day, depending on how busy you are throughout the day. If you're using email for this, you may still find yourself exchanging emails back and forth, trying to settle on a time that works for both of you. It is easier on email than it is by phone, but it also actually can take a lot longer if you can't actually pin each other down. Online booking also allows people to easily see your available sessions and schedule a time that works best for them. So they can do this at any time, day or night, from any device. I actually did this last week. I needed a podiatry appointment. I was in the bath. I remembered that I needed to book a podiatry appointment. I tried to look for one near me because I've never used one before. There were 3 options, and I picked the one with online booking because it was 8 o'clock in the evening. I was in the bath and I didn't actually want to call anyone. I just made that booking. So they were the ones that I chose to make that. So that's kind of a live example, if you like, of how online booking is working. And it was only afterwards I thought, oh yeah, I just used online booking deliberately to pick a clinician that I wanted to use. Online booking then also provides a great return on investment, and this kind of links to you saving time as well. Quality online booking services aren't free. If you use it with WriteUpp, it will cost you an extra $4.95 plus VAT per person. And that cost is actually fixed. It doesn't matter how many clinicians you use. So if you're a multi-clinician practice, it's still going to be £4.95 plus VAT a month. It doesn't matter if you have 1 user or 50. That's the price it's going to be for online booking. So if you're a 1 clinician practice, your price is going to be £19.90 plus VAT, and that's including online booking, and that obviously includes every single other benefit that WriteUpp can bring to your practice as well, so you can use the entire system. If cost is the only thing stopping you, from using online booking, then consider how much you're charging per session. I can pretty much guarantee that your fee that you're charging per session is going to be higher than £4.95. So let's just look at a really raw working example. If you see 10 clients a week, you typically spend 60 minutes with a client, charging £30 a session. Having online booking on your website will typically result in an extra 6 clients a month. So it's generating an additional income of £180 a month for you. So the software's already paid for itself a million times over there. That's just a really raw example. We do have a few more. That we do have a calculator actually on our website that you can drill down and have a look and see based on your exact circumstances how many more clients it will generate for you and how much more income it will build in your business. So the reason it provides such a great return is because you spend less time answering the phone, you'll spend less time looking up appointments, you'll spend less time returning messages. This is time that you can schedule more therapy sessions each week. You can roll in CPD classes if you want to. You can up your marketing game and concentrate on building your practice that way, or you can actually take an extra hour off a day if you just want to spend time doing absolutely nothing, sitting in the garden on a lovely sunny day like it is today. So it will save you time. Guaranteed. There's no way it won't save you time, and that will generate income for you. The third point I just want to make is that cancellations and no-shows are proven to be significantly reduced if you use online booking as well. Most people have a lot going on at any given time. Keeping track of everything is really tough. So in some cases, clients schedule their next appointment in person, things get hectic and they forget about it by the end of the week. But your online booking system can send out reminders to clients a day or two in advance. You might already use this if you're using WriteUpp. They are also really good for preventing last minute cancellations or people that just don't show up at all. So you can set up a payment option online through online booking so that before they actually confirm their appointment in your diary, before that is actually submitted and in your diary as an appointment, they have to pay for the session. You can also charge different prices depending on what kind of session that you're on, that they're booking into. Also, the last point I just want to make here is they can you'll stay on top of client expectations. So technology changes really, really fast. As you know, as we all know, it's really hard to keep up with it. It might feel like you're just getting used to email, and implementing a new technology like online booking is just a massive hassle to you. But your private practice is a business, and as a business owner, you do want to provide your clients with the best service possible. Some clients don't mind making appointments by phone or email. They really don't. But most will expect to be able to book online nowadays. Typically, they'll prefer scheduling their appointments at a time that is convenient for them. So depending on your speciality, clients may find it easier to set up an appointment with somebody who has easier scheduling options, especially if they're anxious or embarrassed to use the phone. So do bear that in mind. Online booking can make it just so much easier for your clients, especially in some specialities, to make an appointment. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to dive in and look at WriteUpp specifically so that you can see how it actually works in our software. Right, let's go in. Here we go. Right, hopefully you can see that. If you can't, please do let me know in the Q&A box. I think you probably can see that. Okay, so when you open up WriteUpp, as you know, you will land on your diary screen in here. Now, WriteUpp's online booking add-on, it just allows your patients to book directly into this diary, but they can't actually see this diary. So it's all kind of in a separate section for you. You know, the setup is in a different admin area. They view a different diary. They basically just view all your free slots. So they're not seeing any information, obviously, but that question does come up a lot. Okay, so settings, as I say, for online booking, they're managed from outside the main WriteUpp settings. You need to go into the main menu in here and then go down to integrations and add-ons. And you'll see here, there's the online booking box, and you can just click in configure in here. Now, this opens up the online booking admin area. If you're ever in touch with support and they say the online booking admin area, this is what they mean. It's just in here. I'm just going to move this zoom out the way. So yeah, it's in here. Now, from here, you can turn on online booking, or you can switch it off completely by toggling the switch here. You can just on and off on there if you wanted to do that, if you needed to. And you can also manage various settings from the menu across the top of the screen up here. So including, let's have a look in these, what users are available. So you might have more than one user in your site or in your clinic. If I click in here, you can see I've got a couple of users in mine. I can toggle on and off who's available. So it might be that Joe Blogs is actually my admin member of staff. I don't want anybody to book an appointment with him, so I've switched him off. And it's really easy if you wanted to switch on user visibility as well. You just go in and toggle them on and off in here. You can also say what days they're available to take online booking appointments in there. What it will do is it will pull through the availability of the user from their WriteUpp settings. So if they're working hours of 9 to 5, it'll pull that through anyway. The treatments one then is very, very similar to the users one. You can have a look in here and you can say whether that treatment's available online. It might be that you want people to book one treatment online, be able to book one or more treatments online, but actually other ones you'd rather they booked in person or by phone. Just completely up to you and just depends on your circumstances. So for example, I've got my a couple of treatment types in here, but my follow-up I've just clicked as no, because I'd rather just book those in person when I've got my patient in clinic with me. I can just book a follow-up in there. And again, that's really easy to do. You can just toggle it on and off in here to treatment visibility in there. Also, with your treatments, it will pull through the information that you've got in WriteUpp, but you can add to this. So you can put in a different name if you wanted to. So in WriteUpp, my follow-up appointments are called follow-up, but you can change that to something different. You can put a description in there so that when they're on your site, they can see what the appointment's about and what they're going to get. Also in the media, you can pop an image in there as well. Actually, I'll go into another one so you can actually see. So if I go in media, I've just got an image in there. You can put it in there. And also you can then preview what that will look like on your online booking website that you get. It's worth mentioning you will get your own URL, your own unique URL that you can put onto your website. You can put it behind a book now button. You can put it in your social media pages as well, or you can just send that link in an email for people to book. It's totally up to you how many people have access to your online booking link, just depending on where you put it. Okay, so that's treatments there, and then marketing. What this will give you is some options to put some extra information on your online booking site. So you might want to put, say, you might have a really special deal running and you might want to give everybody 50% off for a month. You can put that on there. You might also have recently received a certificate, a new training certificate. You might want to advertise that on there. Anything you like, really. You can use your imagination. You can put that in here. So I've just got 50% off treatments all summer. And I'll show you what that looks like on my website when I open it up. But yeah, you can stick some promotions in there. You can do two. So there's a large one with an image or a really small one as well. I just haven't got that showing on mine. So there's a couple of marketing. If I take a look, you can see what I've done there. I've just put an image on there. It just says that, and that's what it's going to look like when it's actually on my online booking site. And I've just put some little description in there as well. And then finally, in settings, this is where you can actually toggle on and off lots of different settings depending on what you want your users' experience to be like, or what you want them to be able to do when they come in and make a booking online. So you'll need to put in this information here. A couple of them are mandatory, a couple of them aren't. You can have this information appearing on your website so that people know how to get in contact with you if they need to. There's also an offset here. Now, what this means is if you don't want somebody to book in within an hour, so if you've got a spare slot in your diary this afternoon at 2 o'clock and you're like, oh, cool, I'm going to take that hour off, actually, you don't want somebody to book in and just turn up at your clinic. So what most people do is have it on next day. So nobody can book an appointment. Say, so today's Wednesday, nobody can book an appointment in my diary until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I've just switched that off. So it just means that you haven't got anybody turning up. You can, of course, you don't have to have that on at all. You can have it in an hour so somebody can come in. It's completely up to you. It goes right up to a week later. So you can change the offset to whatever you want. The most common one being next day. But as I say, you can do whatever you like on there. Again, limit for bookings. This just allows you to limit how far in the future clients can book an appointment. So if it's set to 3 months, it says here, clients won't be offered any appointments which are more than 3 months in the future. I've got that as unlimited, so they can book it at any time that they want to in the future, and that'll come in, but you can change that to whatever you want it to be. I'll show you this default availability view when we look at the actual website, because it's easier for me to explain it. It's a bit hard to just explain it without it being on there. Client validation then. You can select how you want your clients to validate themselves before they come to their appointment. So you might already have the client in your client list. They might already be an existing client. So what you can do is switch this on. I'll show you how it works when I go in and book myself a appointment. I'll put my phone number in there, and then it will recognize that I'm an existing client, and it will pop up, and I just say, yeah, that's me, and it will book it under that client. What it does is it really reduces having multiple clients in your client list in WriteUpp that are the same one, and you have to go in through and merge them all. It just avoids that happening. It's pretty good. If they will have to validate themselves, if they're not recognized, then they'll put in their information, and it will create a new client record for them, and that will just appear as a new client in your WriteUpp site. There isn't a way on WriteUpp to block anybody from booking. So if you do have your online booking URL on your website, anybody can make a booking on there. There's no way of sort of blocking somebody who isn't an existing client or anything like that. They'll be able to do it. So if that's a concern for you, then just think about where you're going to put your online booking link, and you can actually, people can inquire by email, and you can just ping back an email straight away saying, yeah, that's fine, you can go ahead and book. So if you did want to block people from booking, isn't really a way to do that. And that's another imagination kind of one. You'll have to come up with a method that will work for you. Okay, notification settings then. You can receive an email notification for every appointment that's booked online. That just means you don't have to be logged into WriteUpp to get that notification. So obviously, none of us are going to be logged into WriteUpp constantly 24/7. So you can just have an email that pings into your inbox that will tell you, oh, somebody's made a booking at this time on this day. It just keeps you right, and you can put it in whatever diary you want to put it into then. Payment, this is the one I mentioned earlier. So you can actually take payment in advance, so that before that booking is actually confirmed in your diary, they have to pay for it. That really cuts down on people not showing up, and also just making appointments for the sake of making appointments and never intending to really come to them. It's a really good one to put in there. The payment will be taken by Square, so you'll need a Square account for that. That's another thing for another webinar, but it's really, really simple to set up. And if you do want to do that, just get in touch with us on support. We can help you set up your Square account, and it's really, really easy to link that back into WriteUpp, so that people can they'll just put a payment in, their card details in, click pay, and it's literally 30 seconds it takes them to pay for their appointment, and it will then generate an invoice in your WriteUpp site for you it will just be marked as paid. You can send that to them as a receipt, whatever. It just means that you've got a log of who's paid for their appointments and who hasn't. It's I think that's a really good way of just cutting down on people not turning up, to be honest, especially if you're giving kind of people free reign of booking in. The last one there is just a discount code. If you wanted to show a discount, if you wanted to create a discount code for people. So you might want to run a little special offer for anybody who's new and they've got a discount code, they can stick that in and it will just reduce the price that they're paying as well on there. And down here is the Google Analytics tracking code. You can use that to see where all of your bookings are coming from. So whether they're coming from your website, your Facebook page, somebody else, somewhere else, your Twitter page, wherever, email, you can use that tracking code in there just to see where they're coming from. I've just had a question through from Jessie. If somebody has the phone number of someone else, would they be able to enter it and see the person's appointment times and appointment history, concerned for confidentiality as a psychologist? No, they wouldn't. All they would see is their name, and it would just say, it just says, is this you? And then you confirm it and it books the appointment in. They don't get access to any other information. All they'll have is an appointment with you. That's it. They won't be able to see any appointment history. They won't be able to see any notes. They won't see anything. They'll just see this is that person's name. So for example, if I was to put in my neighbor Peter's phone number in there, it would just come up and say, are you Peter Brown? That's it.
That's all I would have. And they already know that's his phone number. So there's no breach of confidentiality there. Somebody else has asked me, do you still get the full payment amount, or does Square or WriteUpp get a percentage? Square gets a percentage. You have to Square charge fees to use online payments. Again, you can find that out by giving us a quick chat on WriteUpp, but you're probably easier to look on Square's website to see what their fees are. And we don't take a cut of Square fees, but WriteUpp, but Square do. So yeah, it's much like PayPal or Stripe or any other company. If you're using an online payment with them, they will take a cut. I think it's 1.9% per transaction, I think. But yeah, you're better off checking with Square to see what their fees are. Okay, I hope that helped you guys. Just let me know if I haven't covered that off properly, and I'll try and cover it off a bit better for you. Okay, so let's have a look at what the actual website looks like then. When you're in your admin area, you can view your website, and this will take you to your unique URL. It will take you to your own booking site in here. And this is what mine looks like. It's just a really basic one that I set up. Oh, forgot to mention, actually, you can change these colors. So you can actually change those colors to suit your brand. I've just gone for these. I quite like these nice pastels. So again, this is the URL, your own URL for online booking. You can put your logo up here. It won't be WriteUpp. Appointment types in here, I've just got them there. People can have a look, they can browse, they can then go and find the exact appointments of the ones that they want to look at. I quite like them with the images, it just looks a bit nicer. You can also put your own profile in here, so it's just about me. I'm not a podiatrist, but this is just an example. You can just kind of have a look and see things in there, like your background or whatever information you want to provide. You can toggle those off if you don't want them on there. You don't have to have them on there. Your phone number and your email as well up there. Again, that's just so people can get hold of you, but you can switch those off if you don't actually want people ringing you. You can just stick the email in there. You can change this in your settings as well. So anything up here, you can change pretty much everything in here. And this is that the offer I was saying about under the marketing, the promotion you can put, and then they can go in there and you can click, you can put any link behind that you want, so you could put it back to your own website if you wanted to. If it's a blog post, even maybe you've written a blog post that's really interesting and you like people to go and look at it, click here and take them over to it, whatever you want. So what they need to do when they land on your online booking page is they select what date they're available from. I'll just leave that as today, and then they select which treatment they'd like in there. You see that's via Zoom, so they can book video consultations in here if you want them to as well. It just depends on your treatment type. And then they just click see our availability, and then you'll see here that they've got this like diary page, and they can scroll through and they can see what is actually available in your diary. What the online booking system in WriteUpp will do is it will make sure you don't have gaps. So if somebody were to book one appointment at 9 o'clock and then somebody else is to book one at 11 o'clock, it will offer them, it will make sure it offers the next available appointments so that you don't have, it minimizes gaps for you. And also if you've got different timed appointments, so maybe you've got like a 40-minute appointment or an hour appointment as well, it will make sure that it kind of offers whatever's free next, so it won't leave a 40-minute gap to the next hour appointment. It's hard to explain it, but it's really good at minimizing your gaps for you. Obviously sometimes that's unavoidable depending on when people book, and if you don't have a booking, there will be a gap, but it does minimize those gaps for you. So you can see here, I've got all these bookings. I'm very free next week. I've literally got nothing in. So they can just go through and they can click on whichever one they want to. If they click on more info, they just get information about me, how to get to my practice. If you want that in there, it depends. It might not be relevant. And then more information about the actual treatment type that they're booking. And then they just need to click book. And here's that verification. So this will be relevant to you, Jessie. You'll be able to see what they actually see when I put this in. So I'm just going to pop my number in here. 3. Please no one text me. Actually, you can if you want. So there we are. There's my verification code. It delivered instantly to them. 5.
and it just says verify. Okay, so here we are. This is all they will see. And then what you can do is that what the client can do is type in any additional information. If they're a completely new client who you've never seen before, then this won't come up. It'll just say, we haven't been able to find you, please put your details in. All they need to put in is first name, last name, date of birth, and email address, and then that's populated into the patient's record. If it's not them, they can go in into their details. That's pretty rare that they would have the same number, but sometimes people in the same family share the same phone number. So it might not be that they're booking an appointment for that person. And then all they need to click is confirm your booking. And that's it. The appointment's been booked and it's been confirmed, and they can print that off, or they can then add that to their calendar. So they might want to just add it to straight into their Gmail calendar, for example. It'll just pop it in there. I've had a question from Anne. She says, what if I want gaps? Good question. You might want gaps in your day. What you'll have to do is just block out your diary. So in WriteUpp, if you've got, you can actually add breaks into your day. So you can just pop those in. It will just make sure that you don't get any bookings then. I'll show you how to do that really quickly now. If we go back into WriteUpp, before I do that, just go in here. Okay, you'll just see in the top right hand corner, I hope my face isn't blocking it. You can see here online booking's been received. So I've just got a notification up there just to tell me that my online bookings come in, and I can view my client and I can view that appointment as well. Also in my email, you can see that I've received an online booking from this client. So I've just got an online booking, and also my client will receive this. So the online booking system will send out the email confirmation for you, so you don't have to do that. And as well as that, it's actually sending out any pre-appointment forms so that the client can just go in and fill in the forms there straight away. You've not had to do anything. Sorry, Anne, back to your question. So if you wanted to put gaps in, you can see that I've actually blocked out 12 till 1 in my diary. Nobody's ever going to be able to book in there on online booking. What you can do is if you go into your settings, and go into my settings, you can add breaks. If it's the same time every day, I can't remember what you said. Yeah, so you've got like appointments at 8:30, then 10, then 11:30, and you want gaps in your day, you can put the same gaps in every day. So you can put a gap in between like 9:30 and 10 every day if you want to. Equally, if you wanted buffer time between your appointments, so you might just want, actually, it doesn't matter what time my appointment is, I want half an hour in between each of them. You can add that in as well. If you go into scheduling, I'm aware this might be too fast for some people. You will get a recording of this, but if you can't remember exactly where to go, please do grab us for a live chat. We'll show you exactly what you need to do. You just need to add the buffer time in. So you go into scheduling and appointment types. You'll see here buffer time. I've got 10 minutes. I want 10 minutes between each of my appointments. So for you, Anne, for example, if you're putting, let's say, half an hour in, I'm going to edit this appointment. I'm going to put my buffer time in, and it needs to be included in this time here. So we'll put half an hour in, and then imagine my appointments are half an hour long. That will mean duration is 60 minutes. So what your patients will see, or your clients will see, is a half an hour appointment slot, but what will be booked into your diary is an hour, if that makes sense. So you'll have half an hour appointment, but you'll have a half an hour of blocked out time. And then in online booking, your clients will see an appointment from 8:30 till 9, and then they'll see another one from 9:30 till 10, and then they'll see another one from 10:30 till 11, if that makes sense. I hope it does. I hope it does, Anne. If it doesn't, please grab us for a live chat. More than happy to talk you through the options of how to put gaps in, because there's about 3 or 4 options that you can use, and it just depends on how you want to do it. If they're all the same, I'd just stick a break in. If they're all going to be different times of the day, depending on the appointment types, definitely use the buffer type in there, the buffer time, sorry, in there. Right, a couple more. Oh, that's great, Anne. I'm glad that's helped. But yeah, grab us for a live chat, because I know it's quite quick and there's lots of places to click. Okay. Right, let's see, another one. If the confirmation email that patients receive after making an appointment, will the links to the consultation forms just open, or they need the usual text code? They'll need the usual text code. It's exactly the same. They'll still need the text code to open the form and to fill it in. So it's exactly the same as if you weren't using online booking and you were just sending those forms out. They'll still need that code. Okay, and another one, can people book into a class rather than for an appointment that is just one person? So could 5, unfortunately, no, online booking doesn't work for groups. It only works for single appointments, but this is something we're going to be looking into in the future. So watch this space on that one. That might be something that will be coming. If you haven't already seen, you can log things and ideas in. If you click on this little smiley face up here, you can share your opinion by visiting our feature request portal, and you can pop any ideas in there. You can also upvote ideas. So it's definitely worth having a look in there to see about group bookings or class bookings and adding your vote in there. And you can also add comments in there as well if you want to. So no, unfortunately not. You can't do group bookings on online booking yet, but do watch this space. Okay, that is all of the questions that we've received, which is brilliant. There were a few more. I have actually gone through most of them in the webinar. I'm not going to have time to go through any others. If I have missed your question, I'm so sorry, but please do grab us for a live chat. You can see the button in the bottom right hand corner here. Just open that up. Please do speak to us. We really love chatting to you, so we'll get back to you in a couple of minutes, probably not even that long, and we will help you out with whatever you need. I hope this has been helpful. You will receive a recording. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because yeah, you'll receive a recording of this, so you can go through it all again and pause and have a go at things, and then carry on with watching the webinar, which I know is a lot easier for a lot of people. You can also grab us for a live chat, but you can also look in the help center. There's loads of information in there about online booking. So I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you have a really good time setting up online booking. If you do want to have a free trial of it, please do grab us for a live chat. We'll be more than happy to set that up on your account for you. You can stick a couple of weeks on there. You can have a good play around with it before you actually commit to the cost. So just grab us for a live chat and we'll be happy to do that for you. That's it from me, and I will let you go and enjoy the sunshine and enjoy your lunch as well. See you later, everybody. Bye.